Brandi Glanville drags the living heck out of Gerard Butler. Brandi Glanville has officially gone on amazing record. She is not a woman scorned. She is a woman angry. Like, very, 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 very angry. And we are so here for it. The former The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member, who thinks Joanna Krupa's vagina smells and who thinks Amber Portwood is an unstable narcissist, has set her scathing sights on Gerard Butler in a new open letter. And it's a thing of totally vicious beauty. You see, many years ago, Glanville and Butler had a fling. Both sides admit it. Both sides say the brief sexual was a lot of fun and that they parted ways afterward, never to see each other again. No hard feelings. Just a hard penis and a wet vagina, basically. When asked about the naked encounter by TMZ a while ago, Butler reacted in shock, claiming he didn't know who Brandi Glanville was because she never told him her last name back when they banged. This subject was broached again last week on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. This is what Butler said about Glanville. It was kind of a crazy time. We hung out, we had fun, and then I never saw her again. And then suddenly, I was walking down the street with a director, and these guys from TMZ come running down the street going, "Hey, what about you and Brandi Glanville?" And I'm like, "Who's Brandi Glanville?" Because I didn't even know her last name. So I'm like, "Who's Brandi Glanville?" She got pretty upset. Well, now she's really upset. And we sort of don't blame her. In a lengthy letter addressed to Jerry on her official website, Glanville absolutely destroyed Butler late Monday, taking digs at his career, his sexism and his tone deafness in light of the #MeToo movement. "I'm not exactly sure when misogyny became so hip, cool and accepted, but what I will tell you is that I won't f***ing stand for it anymore," Glanville wrote, adding at the start of her letter, "I'm talking to you, Gerard Butler. Honestly, who the FCK do you think you are? You, Mr. Movie Star, can choke on your own ego. Not that I even remember your last hit movie, but it seems like 300 was years ago. It's true, 300 came out in 2006 and Butler has since starred in such non-epic films as Law-Abiding Citizen, Machine Gun Preacher, and Olympus Has Fallen. I would like to make something crystal f***ing clear to you," Glanville continued. "Your behavior the other night, publicly acting as if you were embarrassed to have ever met me or had relations with me as if I were some horrid decrepit droll is not only disgusting but unacceptable. #time's up on this kind of behavior. That's a reference to the organization that supports victims of sexual harassment and misconduct. We hope you put a pot of coffee on, readers. Because Brandi was far from finished. Respect the women you invite into your bed and into your life, she wrote, addressing Butler and elaborating. Whether you know their last name or not. Whether they are famous or not. Just be a proper human being. Imagine that some man was on TV speaking of your mother, sister, daughter or even friend cringing with embarrassment. Exactly the way you acted and spoke of me. Well, my two sons Mason, 14 and Jake, 10 don't have to imagine it because it just happened to them, to me and to all of us. With the Me Too movement I have found my voice again and I refuse to stay quiet. I may not have been sexually harassed but I have been humiliated, embarrassed, financially tortured and emotionally abused by men in power, in my work life and by men like you in my personal life. Glanville has become known as a rather big drama queen, but we sort of see where she's coming from here. There is no reason for Butler to be drudging up their past in this manner. Why show such disrespect? But of course, this is Brandi Glanville. So she did end up taking things to a forehead-slapping level toward the end of her message. I honestly never sought out the life that I live now filled with insecurities, trust issues and doubt, she wrote, adding that if it were up to her, she would be effing happily married to a faithful Eddie Cibrian quietly-ish raising our two beautiful boys with no cameras other than the ones he worked in front of. Cibrian, an actor, cheated on Glanville with LeAnn Rimes. And Brandi reminds the public of this every chance she gets. Not that Cibrian should ever live that deed down, of course. Added Glanville, on a strong roll. You seem to be caught up on the fact that I didn't tell you my last name or what I did for work before we actually hooked up. When I'm out at a party and someone walks up to me and says hi, what's your name? Like most people I simply say hi, I'm Brandi, nice to meet you. Furthermore, if you have to tell someone you're famous, you're not only an asshole but you clearly are not that effing famous. Finally, after rhetorically asking Butler if he was too big of a movie star to be associated with lowly reality television personalities, Glanville concluded in iconic fashion, simply writing, "I think you suck and my dad wants to kick your ass." Bravo, Brandi.